Hi, I'm Saravanan Srinivasan, who is going to take you through this entire journey of mobile performance testing. Okay, because that is need of the market now. Because every application, every enterprise level organization, what they are doing, they are making their application compatible with mobile also. They are making their application can be used by the end user in the mobile format also. Say like this Flipkart application, Amazon application, Facebook, Instagram. All those people know what they are doing. They are having a the web version and also the mobile version of their application. So it is mandate that you should do the performance testing of those mobile apps as well. Okay, so the trend is we are only doing the web application performance testing. The trend is moving towards that. But what I would say, this mobile performance testing is also very critical nowadays because everybody, every customer is expecting their application to be tested in the uh, um, performance perspective. Performance perspective, they wanted their application to be verified. So I have close to 11 years of experience in this performance testing and performance engineering world. Okay, and I know tools like Load Runner, JMeter, NeoLoad, Performance Center, Place Meter, Storm Runner, even App Dynamics, Dynatrace, and I also take like performance engineering classes as well. So all in all, I have a wide range of experience in these tools and the concepts. So when we are going for our regular classes, I'll also explain the mobile performance testing, and I'll also try to share my experience in these aspects. Like I work with multiple accounts, multiple the customer I interacted with, right? So I'll try to share those experience, like when we are doing a mobile recording, or when we are trying to prepare a script for mobile apps. What are all the challenges we usually face? Those things I'll try to share with you people. And also, just before that, I'll go to our content. So this is our content that we are going to learn as part of our learning, as part of our mobile performance testing learning. We are going to learn this. Say basically, the objective and the agenda is we are going to have a detailed understanding of mobile performance testing. Say I know in this forum many are already into performance testing, and they are very good in extensive level of performance testing activities like web application performance testing, and we are doing a detailed study of the web performance. Okay, so now our interest is moving towards where our interest is moving towards mobile performance testing and this and those aspects. So if it is Android means what, iOS means what, in a device level native means what, or hybrid means what, web application means what. Like that we are going to construct our building in such a way that we are going to have a detailed understanding of all these things. Why we are learning all these things? Because when a customer is coming and giving you a task, why don't you do a mobile performance testing for our application, that time you cannot straight away jump into the performance testing activity, right? You should know the fundamentals. Fundamentals means what application is it? Android application, or is it iOS application, or it is native application, or is it hybrid application, or it is web application? In what approach you are going to do? Is it only a load runner recording, or you are going to do a JMeter tool, or you are going to use a fiddler kind of a network sniffing tool and try to capture the traffic and convert that script into a JMeter script or a load runner script? How you are going to do that? So all those things we are going to learn, guys. We are going to learn each and every aspect, so that when you are going for a real life performance testing activity, you will be in a position to ask question. Who will ask question? When they are strong in their content, then only they will ask question. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to make our content strong so that you can talk to the stakeholder very confidently saying that I want this detail, I want this detail, like that. You can collect the details and then you can continue your performance testing activity. Okay, that's a very important thing, I would say. Learning the things fundamentally strong without having any assumption or something like that. Learn the fundamentals strongly and then go to a performance testing activity on the ground. How you are going to do the testing, how you are going to measure the metrics, how you are going to submit to your stakeholder, and how you are making them to convince that this report is valid and you should take it forward like that. Okay, so I'll take a small pause here. Anybody have any question? Please ask me, please.
Hey, Sarun and Suresh here.
Hi,
Are you
Suresh.
able to hear me? Hi.
Yeah, Suresh.
So this performance, what is the prerequisite in order to learn this?
Prerequisite is you can already do. You are if you are already doing performance testing, that is enough.
To
Or a
some
new
extent, it's to some extent. I'm not really good in load runner. We have done some APS testing using load runner as well as JMeter, using performance center. That's it. I haven't done anything with respect to web performance or UI performance.
Yeah.
Mostly it's API related only I have done.
Yeah, valid question, Suresh. Like I cover the entire aspect only. It is not only specific to mobile performance testing. I will not cover it. Why I'm saying that, I'll tell you. Say if you are working in load runner, if you are working in JMeter, there is a fundamental. What is a fundamental? You will prepare a script. You will customize it. Customize it in the sense what parameterization, correlation, all those things, and then you will do your execution, right? So here also you can see the course curriculum also. You will see the report script preparation is there, parameterization is there, correlation is there, and then execution is there, report analysis is there, and then we are covering the entire aspect only. It is not like we are jumping into the sea, middle of the sea. No, we are not doing that. We are traveling the entire thing from the scratch, making your understanding better, how you are going to do the recording, how you are going to do the customization, how you are going to do parameterization correlation, how you are going to do the execution, how during the execution, how will you set it up your the prerequisite condition, how you are going to run and prepare your report, how will you understand your report. All those things are covered, Suresh. It is not straightforward only specific to mobile performance testing. No, we are not doing that. We are bringing you a extensive understanding. If you are, that is what I'm saying. If you are already a professional in load runner JMeter, that is also well and good. If you are a fresher, you are just now into this thing also, this will actually suits for them.
Okay, that's great. But you have mentioned both JMeter and load runner. So how far you are going to get into load runner and JMeter, because both are two different tools with different
Yeah,
aspects and other stuff, right?
true. You are true. So we are going to cover that. We are going to cover that because why I did not restrict my scope only to the single tool, because the industry trend nowadays, I would say, nowadays how it is going towards, there are enterprise level customers how they are thinking, this particular thing I don't want to use load runner, this particular thing I want to use JMeter, this particular technology stack I will use load runner, like that they are segregating. So SAP related, Oracle related, okay, I will go with load runner. If it is API related or simple web related, I will go with JMeter. That is how people are now thinking. They are categorizing based on the investment that they are going to do. If it is a heavy investment, they are trying to go with JMeter itself nowadays, right? So that is the reason I don't want to restrict my learning only in load runner or only in JMeter. So these tools are industry famous tools, right? That is the reason I brought in these tool as a tool of choice. We can learn mobile performance testing in load runner, mobile performance testing in JMeter, which will be a value add, Suresh. Yeah.
Thank you very much. The other one you were saying about, I mean, I have two more questions, so hope others can forgive me for asking these questions without giving a chance to others. So the other one is that you have mentioned that you will give the real-time scenarios since you are also having a hands-on. So that is really good. But for me, since I'm working in a company where everything is proxy and firewall, all the stuff, so you will be giving tips on that, because I will give you one simple example where I'm struggling right now. So we are trying to do a web performance using JMeter, but Firefox is disabled in our office. We cannot install Firefox. And the worst part is, even if I try to do a Chrome browser, I won't be able to manually set up the proxy, because that is totally disabled, so that no one really messes with the company's proxy. So those kind of tips you will be giving when we come across that kind of issues.
Definitely, my knowledge sharing will be towards that only, definitely. But what the action point that you are saying, right? I would say it is a prerequisite. Whenever we are proposing a JMeter tool to a customer, if you are asking me, if I do the proposals, what I will do, I will put that as the prerequisites. When you are going for a JMeter execution, proxy, edit access, and then tool, and then infrastructure, all those things are prerequisite. So we usually mention that, because it is nowadays, it is all embedded activity, right? When you are doing a performance testing, you should have that also. So that are all prerequisite. But I will cover that. Whatever the challenges we usually face, that and all I will cover it. It is part of it. It is part of the system.
And the other thing which I'm seeing on your profile is that you have mentioned about True Client Protocol, which is basically for web, and HTTP, HTML is what normally people use. So, but you are using True Client Protocol for mobile scripting. Or you mean to say that it is not about native scripting, but for hybrid one?
It is for web one. It is for web one, mobile web.
So inside mobile web, you mean to say like a tablet or the browser in the
mobile. In the mobile. Correct.
So basically, this is not for native app. So basically, this is not for the native app testing, right? It is for the native app performance you are going to teach, or it's for the web performance in mobile?
That particular thing, the True Client Protocol, is a web. I'm trying to cover different flavor and different tool, series. Hybrid app in one tool, and then a web app in one tool, native app in one tool. Okay, and like that, I'm trying to cover it up, mixture. That is how we plan.
Got it. So you will be covering both native app, hybrid, and web. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. True. Thanks. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thanks for your valuable questions. I think
you
represented most of their questions.
Hello.
Yeah.
So this Prabhakaran, see, I'm into performance testing for quite a long time, but I came here for only for mobile performance testing. So, I mean, there is a prerequisite or configuration is needed for mobile app, right? So, are you going to give training like how we can configure the mobile devices into our laptop, and how we can start recording from there, or you are going to straight away start from the recording part?
No, Prabhakaran, actually the configuration itself is an important thing. Actually, that is the maximum understanding you should have.
Correct.
What
yeah.
I do, I have a screen sharing app is there in my laptop. Okay, I will share my mobile device through that sharing app, and you guys can view that. You can view that. I will show you.
But my main concern is, if I go for a client and if the client doesn't have any configuration, then I need to start my configuration part, my client, and that will take a little more time. At that time, I need to have this knowledge, right? Then only I can do the configuration for my client, and I can start my scripting, right?
True. Even I'm also telling the same. We are going to learn the configuration. I'm going to show you the configuration part.
Okay. So you have a step-by-step approach. What are all the SDKs needed for that, and what tool we can configure? What, suppose if I have MI phone, what mobile I need to call in this particular app? Everything you are going to train it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We are going to do in
Just,
that way only, Prabhakaran.
sure. Okay. Thank you. That's one.
Thank
Hey
you.
Saronan, this is Suresh again. Sorry, just one more question I have. What about the CDCI pipeline? Will you be teaching that with Jenkins or with Bamboo?
Here, that we did not mention it, Suresh. We did not have
Yeah,
a.
that's what I don't see it yet. That's the reason I'm asking. Is this something you'll be teaching, or because
No,
now
no.
normally even in my office, when we try to do something, they wanted to be dev to QA, QA to production. That pipeline they want to have it, even performance they want to have it as part of the deployment. That's the reason I'm asking.
Yeah. So the question that you asked is valid, but it is not in sequence with
Covering.
the mobile performance testing. But we are not covering it. But actually saying we
Okay.
have a separate course content wherein we are covering the Jenkins. We have it. We have it. But in this
Yeah, but
mobile thing, we don't have. Suresh.
thanks. But
Okay.
I'm not
But
using
offline,
mobile in my
yeah,
office. We
offline,
are using
offline. If you
Bombay.
ping me,
I'm sorry, Bamboo.
yeah, yeah. Suresh, offline you ping me, I'll definitely help you out in that level of knowledge that I can do.
Yeah,
But in
I
this
have
course,
done for I have done Bamboo. What is it? JMeter integration with Bamboo, and
hmm,
also for LoadRunner, which I have done it without the plugin. But still, I
okay,
was little bit thinking, because then, especially with the native app being deployed in production, right, for iOS or for the Android. So that's where what, like Mr. Prabhakaran was asking, that's where the critical issue is, because we have a separate mobile team where we need to install the Xcode or to install the Android Studio in order to do the performance, and that configuration is somewhat, like he was saying, even I was looking for it.
yeah, 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 true. We'll come back. We'll come back to our discussion. Okay.
Yeah, thank
So
you very much. That's it. I have.
yeah, yeah, sure, Suresh. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Uh, so what we are trying to bring in here, the understanding is because as Prabhakaran also mentioned, I'm going to show you the configuration, the proxy configuration, mobile device configuration, all those things, and then what has to be done in the respective tools. Say like LoadRunner means what, JMeter means what, Fiddler means what. That understanding, and then I'm going to show you each tool one flavor, maybe hybrid in one tool, even I'm trying to show you web in one tool like that. I did not mention the emulator recording in this course content because I would say emulator is a corner to corner option you keep it. Only thing if you are trying to record using the device level, that is actually good. Actually good if you are going with the device level recording. But in some cases, exception to exception cases, if you are facing any problem, that time you can use the emulators also. Industry level emulators are available, right? BlueStack, Android Studio. There are emulators are available. So in that emulator also you can install your app and then do the recording. But I would say don't take that as a primary option, because there are times if the emulator is not properly recording, you need to do a lot of customization. That is the only challenge. But other than that, you keep that as a one of the way to do the recording. So that is the reason I did not mention it in the course curriculum. But I will show you in one class. I will show you how to do the emulator recording also. I will cover that. So that is the way we are going to go. We are in the initial part of it. We are going to have a detailed understanding of our mobile, what is the type, how we are going to understand which brand, which we are going to do the recording, those understanding. And then we are going to have a script preparation in JMeter, LoadRunner, Fiddler. And then I'm going to show you a mobile TrueCline protocol. Actually, the TrueCline protocol itself in Isha, we used to take a separate 10 to 15 hour class. Actually, we have a batch for TrueCline protocol. But what I'm trying to bring in here, TrueCline protocol understanding here, entire TrueCline protocol understanding here, so that you can use it for mobile script and you can use it for web script also. They understand. I will show you where it is actually different from the web and the mobile also. I will explain that. So it is easy for you when you are learning the mobile scripting. You are going to learn the TrueCline scripting also. So it is a value add for you guys. So that in future, if your customer is coming and saying like, boss, I have a problem with the if the client side response time, client side performance, that time you can suggest them, why don't you use the true client protocol? I'm saying web true client protocol, but I'm going to show you the mobile true client protocol, but the understanding will be little common both the places. The understanding will be little common. So that scripting also we are going to learn, guys. It is a value add. True client protocol, we are going to have a value add for us. And then I'm going to show you the customization part. Each and every script I'm going to do the customization part, and then I'm going to show you a execution. See, mobile performance testing means network concept is automatically coming. Say like you are going to use your mobile device under basement or some 30th floor or 50th floor or somewhere in the forest, wherever you are using your mobile application, the network condition is going to play a vital role, right? So how you are going to change your the bandwidth, the network condition, how it is going to impact your testing. So that level of discussion also we are going to do it, guys. Okay, and then you are going to do the report analysis just after the execution of our mobile script, how the report is actually extracted, how we are going to do the analysis, that also we are going to cover. And then I'm going to share my real-time experience, and then tricks and tips is nothing but during your script preparation, either in JMeter or in LoadRunner or in Fiddler. This Fiddler scripting also I will tell you one more important thing. In the recent trend, the application wherein the application is built with two-layered security or three-layered security, basic authentication, NTLM authentication, Kerberos authentication, or is it a SAML application? Like that, lot of authentication technologies are coming into picture nowadays. Because of that, what is happening? People are struggling to prepare their script. People are struggling to prepare their script. Even if you are having a problem with recording a Windows level application, record. So what I'm going to do, Fiddler level recording, I'm going to tell you, right? Using that Fiddler, it is not only mobile traffic. You can do a web traffic also. That will, I told you, right? There is a problem statement. There are challenges when you are recording the mobile application. If you are facing any challenges, using this Fiddler, you can easily record your application and then convert that into a LoadRunner script, and then you can use it for your application record. Okay, so it is this Fiddler recording and this true client protocol. I would say not only mobile restricted, it is a wide range of understanding that I'm going to bring in. Okay, last week also I faced a problem wherein that application did not capture it at all. That application is having a problem. I tried using LoadRunner, JMeter, URL mode, HTML mode, socket layer, WinINet layer, all those combination we tried it, but we did not have any success in recording that application. Okay, we are blocked. We have a showstopper issue. Okay, but when we used this Fiddler as a choice of tool, we started recording that application, and that script can be converted into either a JMeter script or a LoadRunner script. We have an option. That conversion worked for us actually. That is what I'm saying. The option that I'm going to tell you using the Fiddler, it is not only for mobile aspect, it is for the other aspect also. You can use it. So this is how we are going to plan our course content. We are going to learn like JMeter, LoadRunner, Fiddler, TrueClient. In that Fiddler and TrueClient, it is not only pertaining only to mobile layer alone. It is a wide range of learning. You can use it for other channels as well. Okay, I'll again take a pass here. Anybody have any question? Please ask me. Please.
Around any analysis are you going to teach? Like, I mean, suppose if my application is having a issue with the front end, like the jQuery which is not working fine, or I mean the server side which is working fine, but the front end which is taking more time. Is there any profiling tool or anything you are going to teach us?
No, front end components in mobile world they'll call it as device vitals. Okay, the device vitals. We have a I think I'm going to have one session that that I did not mention it here. We have one session where we are going to have a apples. You heard of a tool called apples? Micro Focus apples.
Apples, yeah, correct, yeah.
Okay. Using that tool, what I'm going to show you, I have a sample apps. Okay. Some
Mhm.
two to three apps I have. Okay. Mobile
Okay.
apps actually. Those
Okay.
mobile apps, if I instrument it in that apples, that will become a signed app. They'll call it a signed app, which means that they routed my app and then instrumented my app. Okay. That app,
Okay.
if I'm installing in my mobile device, what will happen? There is a communication established between my app to the apples. Okay, my app to the
Okay.
apples. And then with that, I'm going to show you the device vitals.
Okay.
You're able to
Okay.
understand, right? Device
Yeah,
vitals
yeah,
will
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
So that
And
that
one more
is
thing, one more thing is many places I am seeing like how your application is working is the application which is causing a problem with the uh, mobile battery uh, draining or something like that. I've seen some queries on the internet during the mobile application performance system. So that's
true.
what I want to know, like how we can configure or monitor battery level information during the mobile performance system.
That is what I mentioned. That is what I mentioned. This device vitals. You can
Okay,
maybe in our course journey I will show you that Prabhakaran.
sure,
Okay.
not a problem.
So
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, it is there. It is there. See, everybody's interest towards that. The problem is those tools are having a cost-effective factors are involved. That is the reason I'm telling you. Actually, saying you can do it using Dynatrace. You can do it using App Dynamics. There are multiple options are there. Okay, multiple things are there. But the thing is, there is a cost associated with that. That is the reason I told Apple's tool where you can do two app monitoring free. Okay, two app monitoring for free. So that is the reason we are going with that apples. So in that you route your app, two apps you can do a signed app and then you can do your monitoring. That option is there. You're able to understand.
Yes, yes. Thanks, Arun. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Saranam, this is Jyoti. I have few questions. So when we discuss about the prerequisite before starting the performance testing, we were talking about tools and application and that should be available before we start something. But I have a question. It's like for a new project where they're not performing any performance testing, so they should have some benchmark values, right? Though we do some script capture using JMeter or load runner, whatever it is, and we are getting some reports. So against which value we will validate the report? We should have some benchmark values. So for example, a project which is very new, they don't have any benchmark values. How will be your approach towards that project?
Yeah, it is usually an interview question. Everybody will ask this question like, if it is a brand new application, you don't have any prior information. How will you approach? With every performance tester, they'll ask this question. The thing is, it is obvious that we don't have any prior data. What will you do? You will check with your competitor. That time only you will benchmark your data. Okay, Jyoti. The benchmarking concept is you are competing with your competitor, then only you will benchmark it, or you will do a baseline it. You will do a internal baselining and then external benchmarking. That is how the concept is. Okay, and then you have a certain definition. You will have certain baseline definition that will you do. Say like, I'm expecting so and so user. I'm going to set this much of a throughput. I'm going to set it up this much of a response time. That is, you are defining, you are coining something newly for your own application. That is one thing. Or you are going to compare with your you are compare with your competitor, saying like they are good in the market by following this much of a standard. That is one way. Okay. For that, I would say this Gartner or this publishing people will be there, right? Fortune 500. These people will have certain metric, but that is not a performance metric. That is all a business metric. That oriented, if you go, that is one choice. Or else you have your experience, you bring it on to the table, like I'm going to define certain numbers with respect to the concurrency, with respect to the number of user, with respect to the response time, that I'm going to set it up a target. With that target, I'm going to work on it, and then if I'm able to reach it, which means that I'm good. If I'm unable to reach it, I will redefine my SLAs. That is also one of the approach people are doing. Clear, Jyoti?
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Sharanan. And another thing is, so you explained very well, but in my case, we have the application since 4 or 5 years, but I'm not sure because I recently joined this organization. So but for my knowledge, I know that they don't have any performance testing in place. When I was asking about this benchmark details and other things, they suggested to check with system architect. Unfortunately, we don't have system architect.
Okay. No, usually this approach, how you can do, there is a production log analysis, access log analysis. Sorry guys, sorry for others, like it is not related to the actual mobile performance. It is a generic topic. Okay. So this access log analysis, if you are doing, you will get an understanding. Maybe if you are asking, I will show. There is a tool called AWS Stats. Okay. Stats. You can go to this tool, Jyoti. There is a access log analysis available. You have to get the web server log maybe. Okay. If you are giving that, it will give you a detailed understanding of what is your production. This is how it will give you unique user, number of visitors, number of pages, number of visits, number of bandwidth. Like that, it will give you the information. But maybe it is not that involved with the mobile performance testing topic, but since you asked, you can use these kind of tools to get to that understanding. Okay.
Yeah. Again, so what is your suggestion to perform this testing? I mean, which environment is the best one? We have different environments, right? Usually QAT, staging, production.
See,
so
always
not the real one.
True. Jyoti, all your questions are actually like interview questions. Like you should have a production like environment.
It's not an interview question. It's a the practical difficulties what we are facing to start up this in the organization.
True, Jyoti. Yeah. Good question also. The thing is, you need to have a production like environment. It is a prerequisite which all the PPTs that we usually mention. It should be a production like environment, like that we mention, but none of the time we will get that kind of environment, production like environment, because customer is interested to spend a lot of money in the production monitoring alone. They will not spend anything in the QA environment because they don't want to do that. They'll have a proportionate or subset version of the production. So, but what you can do, you can do a math, you can do a mathematics saying like in production, with so and so configuration, so and so RAM, so and so hard disk, so and so concurrent users are coming, so and so hits per second is coming, so and so throughput is coming. If I am doing a subset of the volume to my QA environment, say like in my production it is a 32 GB RAM, but in my QA it is only 16 GB RAM, means 50% of the load that you are expecting to be available in my QA environment. That way you need to do a testing. And then you can extrapolate your performance testing report. That is how you have to do, Jyoti.
Okay.
Yeah.
So another question. So I just try to implement this for my mobile application. But when we proxy the port to the, I tried with emulator. Actually, I did not try with the physical device. But once the proxy is successfully done, when I was trying to launch the application did not launch successfully, so that I cannot record any scripts. So do I need to ask my developer to give a special build? So this is again a practical difficulties, right? We cannot Google the solution for my specific issue.
Correct. Say, Jyoti, that's what I think maybe in the initial discussion I mentioned, like emulator recording is not that reliable. That is how I started also. That is the reason I did not mention that in my.
Sorry, I started 10 minutes later, so I might have missed the conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay, no problem. Usually this emulator recording, it is not that reliable because the emulator, it will record sometimes or it will not record based on your connectivity problem. because your receiver end, the receiver end, what it will do, if it is feels like you are an external party trying to take the data, they will shut down their connection. Port will be locked or IP will be shut down. Okay, so in that case, this emulator is not the right choice unless and until if you are bringing that emulator inside the premises itself. That time also it will try to face certain issue with the local IP, because this emulator will take your local IP only, your local host IP only, it will take it. If your IP is not static, there are organization how they will do, if you are using a laptop, or even some extent your desktop also, the round robin IP will be there, rotating IP, or you can call it as dynamic IP. The IP will be keep on changing. Because of that, your emulator recording will fail. Once if it is capturing one port, suddenly if the IP is changed, your recording will have a problem. That is the reason I'm saying this emulator recording is not that reliable one. You try to do with the device level recording to avoid these kind of a problem, Jyoti. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your valuable question. It is all actually saying, don't think like I mentioned like it is interview question. Interview is what they will ask. It is a real time problem only they will ask. Usually it is all challenging things, Jyoti. This is how we usually handle it.
Yeah, because here people here, they have some performance testing experience. Like people like me, they don't have any basic performance testing experience. They have this basic questions in their minds.
Sure, Jyoti. Thanks for bringing these questions, Jyoti. Thank you. So for the benefit of others also, only I explained all these things. Like you can do a production log analysis. A lot of tools are there, guys. There is a tool called Google Analytics. There is a tool called Adobe Analytics. There also you can do all these kind of a monitor. Okay, so I'll come back to our the content. Okay. So we'll go to our course content. Already we have discussed. Okay, so sorry, mobile performance. If everybody is asking like mobile performance means, first and important thing, everybody's mind, it will tell about HTTP response only, because they are recording through HTTP layer, right? The transport layer only they are doing the recording. Because of that, people will always focus on this HTTP response side. The remaining two things, right, network virtualization or this device vital side, people are not focusing on. But I would say it is important or value add if you are doing these two also, not only the HTTP response side. HTTP response side means what? Response time, hits per second, throughput or errors. This is a prerequisite or the very minimum things people are doing the measurement, right? But what I'm saying, not only this, you try to focus on the others also. The network virtualization, try to have different network conditions. They'll call it as throttling, right? Network throttling. You can do a down throttling. Most of the case you can do a down throttling. Up throttling cannot be that easy. You cannot do it actually. Down throttling, say like 3G speed, 4G speed, or some Wi-Fi speed or WAN condition, like that you can down throttle your Wi-Fi condition, and then you check your metrics like latency. There is you are expecting some response, but it is coming little delayed response, means that is a latency, right? And then retransmission. In this forum, anybody can say what is retransmission? What is retransmission? Retransmission, guys. Yeah, retransmission is nothing but you are sending a packet of information. Okay, that packet of information has to be received by the receiver, and it has to provide the acknowledge to the sender. Okay, I received it. But if the acknowledgement is not coming in so and so time, what the sender will think, okay, that packet is lost. That packet is lost. So that is called as packet loss, right? Everybody will say packet loss. That lost packet, if it is resending again, that is called as retransmission. Okay, retransmission means the lost packet, if it is resending again, that is called as retransmission. Usually, the retransmission percentage should not be more than 2 to 3%. Okay, retransmission rate should not be more than 2 to 3%. If it is having 2 to 3% more than that, there is a problem with your network. That is a condition. That is a understanding. If it is more than 2 to 3%, your network is having a problem. Go and check back. You have to check something related to your network condition. Okay. Similarly, you should also definitely required to monitor the device vitals, but the problem is it is all cost effective. You should do a I think those who are aware of Xcode, those who are aware of this Android Studio, for them it is a little easy, but I'm saying for an external person like a performance tester will not know this Android Studio and Xcode and all, right? Android Studio for Android, Xcode is for your iOS. Okay, so these tools, if you are not aware, for you the taking the device vitals is little hard. But when you are aware of this Android Studio or Xcode, you can take this information, app launch time, this memory consumption detail and all. You can take it. You can take it using that Android Studio or Xcode, or that the one that I mentioned, right? Like this Apple's tool or your Dynatrace or your App Dynamics will help you to get this kind of a device vital metrics. In Android Studio, you have a ADB commands. The command name is ADB commands. Okay, so these ADB commands, when you are executing it, you can get the metrics like this app launch time, the memory consumption kind of a things, or else you can go to the commercial tools like this App Pulse or Dynatrace or App Dynamics to get these metrics. So sorry. So this mobile performance testing, for now in the 3 layer, I would say people are focusing on 1 layer only, guys. But if you are focusing on 3 layer, you can convince your customer straight away, because now the problem is if you are missing a layer, you cannot convince your customer. If you are covering all the layer, you can easily convince your customer. That is a understanding. So these are the 3 layers wherein you can measure your mobile performance. Okay, you can measure your mobile performance. Okay, this is a recent surveys. Okay, I would say the App Store and the Google Play Store level survey people did it, and then why they are doing? Anybody tell me why they are doing this kind of an analysis and all?
Maybe to engage more people to use the app to increase the traffic.
Exactly. One more way, some other reasons. It is to validate how much of a download or install is happening. How much of install is happening with respect to your application. If there is install is high, uninstall is low, this means that your interest factor is high. Your end user experience is high. If your install is low, uninstall is high, which means that somewhere you are irritating your end user. That is the reason your uninstall is high. Okay. Okay, so these people, this retail customer or the mobile vendors, they always keep on measuring their downloads and installs. So because they wanted to check the end user feel, that is called a sentiment analysis. People will call sentiment analysis. Say like how I'm pulling the interest of the people to download and install my app. Am I getting lot of installation or I'm not getting lot of installation? Am I getting uninstallation? Why? Whether I'm getting a review from my end user, why they are irritated? Do I need to change my UI? Do I need to change something in my application? How we can pull the interest of the people like that? People will be working towards that. That is the reason these surveys are really happening. That is the reason people year over year, quarter over quarter, they will measure the application performance, because they don't want to lose the interest of the people. Say like I'll throw an example. Flipkart mobile app. If it is not working, what will they do, guys? Flipkart mobile app is not working good. What will they do? The end user, the customer, what they will do? What will they do, guys? The Flipkart
Maybe they
mobile
will
app is not.
go to Google or somewhere else.
They will go to their competitors. They'll go to their
Yes.
competitors. So you are losing your brand, you are losing your revenue, you are losing your profit. So that is the reason these measurements are basically happening. Okay. So so maybe so we should have that measurement always running. Okay. So there are mobile apps types are there. So I think we don't want to go too much of an understanding in the demo session itself. But what we had today, guys, we had an understanding that whatever the course content that we are going to do, load runner, JMeter, Fiddler, and then we are going to have a fundamental understanding of these tools. Okay. So maybe from tomorrow our day one session is going to happen. Okay, day one session is going to happen. You guys can reach out to Kumar sir. His mobile number is this one. I put it in each and every slide on top of the mobile, on top of the screen. You can reach out to Kumar sir for further interest of the payments or something like. You can reach out to him. His number is +91 801995247. So you can reach out to him. From tomorrow, our regular session will be progressing. So therein, I am going to start off with the fundamental understanding, using this fundamental understanding, and then we'll straight away go with the recording of our mobile apps. Recording of our mobile apps. How we are going to do the further activities, we are going to learn in this. Okay.
So Saranand, are we covering both iOS and Android app? Or just...
Android for now, because I don't want to see if you are keep on prolonging this, which will have multiple combination it will go. So our learning is restricted to Android device. Okay, Android device, hybrid native web apps. We will be covering it with the tools of JMeter, Load Runner, and then Fiddler, Jyoti. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Ronan, this is Suresh again. So, is it going to be at 9:30 every day? Because I'm in Central Time. So you are going to start only at 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock IST. IST. Yeah, correct.
Okay, thanks.
Suresh, no, don't worry. Like, you can talk to Kumar. Usually, he will arrange if there is a time constraint with someone. No, he will arrange for the alternative. So you can reach out to Kumar.
Because it's very nice. It's very late for me, 9:30. Because anyway, after work, then I
True,
really
true.
don't want
I
how
understand.
long
I
that
understand.
late.
I understand. Actually, we are supposed to start this batch in a different time slot actually, but since this slot actually become empty, we started off this. So definitely we'll consider your thoughts. Please reach out to Kumar. Kumar will give you a workaround slot or workaround suggestion.